For my small R research project, I thought it'd be easiest to focus on something that I am constantly thinking about and researching every day, which is DJing and building my practice of mixing. A few months ago, I invested in a new set of DJ decks called the Pioneer XDJR X2s, but it was not as easy as just picking the hardware that I wanted. Before purchasing my decks, I spent a good few months researching and speaking to friends and family on which would be the most suitable for me. A lot of this research was actually done on YouTube, watching DJ content creators' tutorials and various demos on a wide array of hardware. Another big part of my process with DJing is sourcing and exporting music onto my USB to be able to mix tracks on my decks. When I first got into DJing, I thought, hey, this sounds easy, but it is not. I learned this through a process of trial and error, and eventually doing hours and hours of scrolling through forums and watching 5-minute tutorials on USB formatting and exporting through Rekordbox. I'm going to quickly talk about the academic integrity awareness micro-credential that I just got and some things that I learned through completing it. One thing that I learned through obtaining the academic integrity awareness badge is the difference between collusion and collaboration. Collusion or unauthorized collaboration essentially is when a student copies all or some of another student's work without actually crediting the student, or when a student directly lets another student use their work. This is very different to collaborating, and they are easy to get confused. For example, collaborating can be two students sharing notes or preparing for an exam together. One thing that I have always found pretty interesting about YouTube is its regulation and community guidelines. The spreading of disinformation and fake news has always been an issue since the birth of social media. However, YouTube presents its own set of issues surrounding regulation and harmful content reaching impressionable, vulnerable audiences such as children. For example, the case we all know of the Logan Paul suicide forest situation. My CARP group has touched on this briefly as a topic for our research project, but we are still in the process of deciding and refining exactly what our research question will be. One online site that has been absolutely crucial to me over the past week and over the past few months has been Bandcamp. Bandcamp is not only a great media for sourcing music, but it's also a distributor where you can actually purchase and download a huge range of underground music in high quality files to use when DJing or playing music live. Bandcamp has allowed me to expand my music collection and obtain high quality AIFF files that I can use when DJing. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, the music industry and artists specifically have suffered immensely in bringing in income due to the lack of shows and general music opportunities over the past couple of years. It forced audience to seek new platforms and ways to directly support artists throughout this tough time. Bandcamp is a new head-on way to support artists directly and ensure that the money you're spending on music is going directly to the artists.